How is everyone doing? This is Joe with Ohio Wood Burner, and we are a small firewood delivery service here in Northeast Ohio. Today, guys, we're going to start putting all of the plan to work. We're going to do some firewood production. I got a number of things going on. I call this a day in the life of a firewood delivery service. In a perfect world, I would just be running ideal sized logs through the live deck into the Japa. But, you know, of course, we run right into some big logs, and that's why I had them forked over to the Eastonmade axis. There, I got them bucked into 16-inch rounds, and we're going to be splitting those up with the axis here later. But that allowed me to get into these other logs that are ideal for the Japa 365. I got them set on our new live deck, and we're going to be showing how this thing works today, guys. This is the Japa 471 timber deck. I call it a live deck, whatever. But this is going to be shown off today on how it works and how it makes the machine work a lot faster. And that's simply because you don't have to stop to load logs onto the machine. So the live deck, so far so good. It is big and beefy, and I've been able to just get it loaded up with about enough logs that I care to run today. Those will be going right into the back of my trailer and then off to be stacked. Loading the live deck up's pretty easy, you know, with the forklifts, and that's where I see, you know, if and when I get that grapple, it'll become even easier. But you know, you get it loaded on. It's a big heavy rack. It can handle dropping a log onto it. And I will be setting, this is all ash. We're going to be running it through the Japa through a 4-way. I was also able to keep my logs separated by the size knife I want to do. That way I don't have to keep switching back and forth. So our first few are going to be all 4-way, and then I'll switch to the 8-way and then getting things wrapped up. All right, guys, so let's get the machine fired up and let's get going. You may notice I've already removed the grizzly bars. These are the prototype that Japa sent me to test. Well, they've already come up with a change that they feel is fundamental to it. They asked me to remove them and get them shipped up to Wisconsin to Metza Machines. So I've got them taken off. I just haven't got them mailed out yet. But I think that shows how serious Japa is. You know, this wasn't here for no more than 2 weeks, and they're wanting them back already. And that just shows you that they're serious about making these work. This has got the new 14-foot outfeed on it, and it's also got a variable control, so I can speed up and slow down how fast I want it to run. That's really cool. This also pivots. I can move it from side to side, and you know what? That's a big deal when it comes to having to move your truck. All you got to do is just push this. Last thing, because we're going to be running logs so much faster, it's got the external cooler installed on it, and that's going to help keep the fluid cooler for us. called the separators. When the log clears it, you can run the big chain backwards and it will separate these logs from this one. So that way you don't accidentally feed two logs at the same time. Just wanted to show you guys. When I feed the next log, check this out how it works. We're going to go to the 8-way. I was able to put all those logs for the 4-way. Now we're going to finish up with the 8. That was fast, and it was a lot easier on me as the operator. And I'm going to let the engine idle, because if I shut it off now, that fan keeps running. I'm going to let it cool down the oil before I shut it off, and it won't drain the battery. All right, let's come on over here and let's look at our pile. Obviously, this is a pretty big pile. It pays to have such a big, tall elevator. The old one that I had was just 7 foot. It would come to just about here, and I would have to keep knocking it down. So let's get this knocked down. But I won't know until this gets stacked up, but I think we're right around a half cord, and that was fast. And here we go. Our table's empty. I can get it loaded up again and get right back to business. But let's take a look at this. This is the Japa 471. It's a 2-strand, and these are pretty big, beefy in-feed chains. This is thick-walled tube, and I went to pick one up, and it was heavy, all right? What I don't have installed right now, guys, is this has an extension table, and it gets bolted onto here. It allows me to add an extra ramp for the logs, and I can get more loaded up. It's not the chain feed back here, but it's on an incline, and they would roll down. These come out. This is where you can adjust your chain. It's got a like a tip bar over here. If you do get a longer log on, it'll keep it from tipping off. The gearbox, the controls are over here, and It had that third line. You guys that are into hydraulics could let me know. This is one of those pressure release things, but it's not hooked up. Then we have the 2 hourglass rollers, and it goes right into the infeed. This sits a little bit higher, so I don't have to pick the log up when it gets to the end of it. Our fan has quit running, so now I'm going to shut the engine off. Well, now it's kicked. So it has kicked back on because the temperature's gone up. That's on a thermostat. I don't know the temperature it's set on, but it'll kick off as soon as the temperature in the oil drops. There you go, guys. That was a fast live deck full of logs. This was all ash. They split pretty easy. I had a couple that hung up, but they're easy to clear. The live deck, to me, guys, is a home run. I'm still getting used to running it. It's different. I've never really worked with anything like this before, but the days of the log lift are over. This thing here is the real deal. This could not have been done, though, without the Bobcat. You got to have something to load them, and that's certainly what we have with it. I hope to bring you more of the live deck and showing us loading it and getting logs moved, getting them processed. What I got to do now, I got to get all these logs stacked out into the drying yard, and then I got to start splitting the big rounds with the Eastonmade. That is a full day of production here at Ohio Wood Burner. I want to thank everyone for watching the channel. Please hit that like button. And also, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We post videos every Wednesday and Sunday. I hope that everyone has a great day.